You sacrifice your most precious commodity, which is your time, to be here with us, get your hands in the soil to do this work.
When I emancipated the day after my 21st birthday, going to the courthouse and having the judge tell me that when I first walked in her courtroom, when I was 12, 13 years old, that she didn't think I was going to make it, but to be where I was 10 years later, really spoke volumes to what I achieved. I didn't realize it until that time. And then, of course, I'm ugly crying. But it really was a journey, and it continues to be a journey. And where I haven't personally been homeless without a home, there have been many times where I've come very close to that. And in those moments, that was all I could think about. I didn't go to work. I didn't go to class. My main concern was figuring out where I was going to lay my head. And luckily for me, it always worked out. I had so many people, especially from Unity Care, that made sure I was safe and that I had somewhere to go. It's kind of sad that we have to create a nonprofit like this because it should be a given that everyone should have somewhere to live, especially being in one of the most richest counties in probably the world.
At times we look in the mirror and we don't see the power that we possess. I'm a passionate reminder of self-worth and determination through any struggle. This is what I want for all youth exiting foster care. I'd love to see more Project Safe Haven inspired communities or to find other similar solutions. After all, none of us would be here today if it wasn't for one word: resilience. I look forward to seeing what we can all accomplish together.
Honestly, it was the grace of college friends and college professors who kept me from homelessness. And one of those people is actually here in the room today. And we were literally both babies. Sorry, but just 23-year-old babies who had had a really hard life, and I worked our ass off to get into Stanford and to get through Stanford and to try to make it out. Not that our parents were necessarily bad people, but that life had been hard. We worked really, really hard to get into Stanford and to get through it. And the fact that you were 23 and offering me a place to live when I was almost homeless was not your burden to bear, but you bared it. And when I saw that you were gonna be here today, I was just really grateful because you are the reason that I was not homeless. I swear to God, really. And Chris shouldn't have had to bear that burden, right? But he did. We just so happened to have the same scholarship in college, and through that love, right, and that support that you gave me, not even a couch, but it was a bed to stay in. And it's I'm kind of going off script here, but we shouldn't have to do that. There should be structures here. There should have been structures. It didn't matter that I had gone to Stanford. It didn't matter that I had even done AB-12. It didn't matter. I still needed help. And I'm so grateful for that lily pad that you offered me. And through that, I was able to get connected to Unity Care. And so at 24, I was at Unity Care and was able to get both mental health services and housing services through the same service provider, which was so important. And I think I was in the shower today and I was really thinking about it, wow, without that combo of housing and mental health services, I wouldn't have been able to get back into grad school, And so, through that, Unity Care and that support from the safety net, the very fragile safety net I did have, I was able to get to the point with my mental health where I went back to grad school, a different one, albeit, but a one that was more accessible for me. And I did well there too, thankfully, hey. But
all right.
Just saying, when you get the services you need, you can do really well. And so even after graduating with my master's now, I realized whoa, life is still really hard, it's very hard living in the Bay, especially it's so expensive. And so through the help of Andre as well, I was able to more recently get into a new housing program because I needed the support. And what's really cool is that while I was at Unity Care, it was I was getting this wraparound services social worker, mental health, Andre, I got a mentor, everything. And now it's I'm really living independently. I just get help with paying for housing, and I get to take that money and save it, and I get to take that money and pay off these loans that I worked so hard to get into school and stuff. And so Anyways, all of that being said, you know, like that's why we're here. That's why we're here like 6 years ago at On the Table, because like at the end of the day, like my life story is a success, and I know it's rare, but it shouldn't be rare, dog. Like it really shouldn't. Like I don't take any joy in like being rare. I don't think any of us take joy in that. And so that's why we're here today, in reigniting the flame that was started so long ago with our stories and with the work that each of you all do. So with that, I'll pass it off to Andre. Thank you.